Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Hope that you guys are enjoying your night and your day. Well, honey, we gotta talk about Diddy, okay? Not only Diddy, and Little Rod, and we also have to talk about Little Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Well, it appears that because of the alleged shady dealings of Tyrone Blackburn's of Little Rod's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, Little Rod's case puts several of the charges that have been claimed in Little Rod's lawsuit in jeopardy. Um, the other day, a lawyer sent a letter to the Judiciary Board, wanting, wanting Tyrone Blackburn, to be censured, if you will, because it says that he is attention seeking. His claims are salacious. And he launches these claims in an effort to force people into settling really quickly, right? And so, yeah. So this is what the judge said. The judge said is criticized by the judge over salacious filings, and so this is in reference to Little Rod's lawsuit, not only with Diddy and now his son, Christian Combs, but also um, when it comes to another person, a female that is represented by Tyrone Blackburn, that says she was SA'd by Christian Combs, Diddy's son, back in 2022. So, but because Little Rod is not only coming up against Diddy, but he's also coming against a major record label. Because of this, things are starting to come out about them. This was put on Twitter, now X, that Little Rod's lawsuit against Diddy, UMG's lawyers have alerted the judge to plaintiff's lawyer Tyrone Blackburn referral to the SDNY Federal Court's Grievance Committee, aka Judiciary Committee, by a judge in another case who says, quote, a reasonable inference is he improperly files cases for media attention. Now, part of the problem with this is that if Little Rod, in my opinion, if Tyrone Blackburn would have kept these charges just on Diddy and now his son, he wouldn't be getting all of this backlash from people who are more powerful than him, that could be working with these, big, label companies like UMG Records, right? Which has a lot of holdings under it, like Motown Records, for instance, right? So I think the judge is saying he's overreaching. This is not the first time that Blackburn has been accused of this. He was also accused of this back when he had four or five women alleging that T.I. and Tiny had drugged and SA them as well. And if you can remember back then, there was a little talk about it, but the case went away. Ti and Tiny said that these claims were false allegations, and that they would, vigorously fight them because they are unsubstantiated, they are flat out lies, they are slanderous, but it went away. So I don't know if Tyrone Blackburn strong armed them into settling, or the claim was just thrown out of court. I don't know, but for whatever reason, that went away. But this, however, is not going away, right? And so, like I said, not only is Tyrone Blackburn representing, Little Rod, he is now representing the woman that alleges that Christian Combs SA'd her on a yacht. So I found a little article for you guys. And before I get started, I just want to say that when it comes to Little Rod, he is overreaching. He could possibly mess up the civil suit that he has. I don't believe that the federal, the Homeland Security, the FBI. I'm not sure if they've talked to him or not, because of his attorney, like I said, Tyrone Blackburn, and really the judge, in so many words, is calling him an attention whore, and a ambulance chaser. In my opinion, that is what they are saying about him. But anyway, in an article, it states a lawsuit that names Sean Diddy Combs as a co-defendant alleges that his son Christian King Combs SA'd a woman working on a yacht chartered by his father. The suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court says Sean Combs created the circumstances that led to the assault, um, and paid to cover it up afterwards. Okay, said he allegedly assaulted the girl. Then the dad paid to allegedly cover it up. Okay, that's what it alleges in a lawsuit. It's the latest in a series of lawsuits accusing the producer and music mogul of um uh SA, right? And it comes amid a federal trafficking investigation, that led Homeland Security agents to raid his homes in Los Angeles and Miami last week, right? So we know that. So the article goes on to state that, and I have to read this to you guys. It's just so much. So the lady's name in the case is Grace. I can't pronounce her word, so we're gonna call her Grace M, who worked as a crew member and a bartender. Now, see, this is where I say that there is an issue with Tyrone Blackburn and Lil Rod, because the article starts off with her working as a bartender on the yacht, right? But then it goes into more detail, right? So it says bartender on the boat. Says that in late December 2022, Christian Combs pressured her to drink tequila that she believes was spiked with other drugs. He groped her, her areas, and attempted to force her to perform and, a X act. That is what the suit alleges, right? The article goes on to state that, according to the Associated Press, it says the Associated Press does not typically, and this is important, does not typically name people who say they have been, SA'd unless they come forward publicly. And as on I can't. I'm gonna call her Omark, right? As Omark has done, so she's came forward publicly. She also consented to being named through her attorneys, right? So Tyrone Blackburn, she has given him permission to, publicize her name because she came forward publicly. I find that interesting. But Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyer, an attorney for Sean, and Christian Combs, called the lawsuit lewd and meritless. He says, quote, "We will be filing a motion to dismiss this outrageous claim," Dyer said in a statement. The article goes on to state that, she said the two were on mark. The bartender slash yacht worker says that, she said the two were in a music studio on board a ship, where producer Little Rod, who filed his own lawsuit in February. Now I find this interesting. So Little Rod done went back and found this woman from 2022. So he filed his own his own lawsuit in February, right? Child was told to be available around the clock for Sean Combs to work on his next album. The article goes on to state that, Mark said, in the suit, that Christian Combs, Diddy's son and twin, in my opinion, Kim Porter's son, Christian Combs, was insistent that she take shots of tequila, and she drank out of obligation. She drank out of obligation, y'all, okay? So it goes on to state that, Mark told the yacht's captain about the assault the following morning, but she alleges that after Combs gave him a large amount of cash the same day, the captain failed to meaningfully investigate or take any action. So she's alleging that, Diddy paid him off, right? The suit says, Mark was eventually fired in retaliation, and since has been unable to find work. Now here in the music industry, right? So my thing is, if you went from being a bartender and working on a yacht to being able to find work in the music industry after this incident allegedly happened. But anyway, she goes on to say, pay attention, y'all, well, she had planned to build a career, right? So evidently she had planned to build a career in the music industry, right? So, okay, I'm gonna finish reading it first because I got questions. I got questions. It says since 2022, she has suffered severe emotional trauma. The lawsuit seeks damages to be determined at trial. Huh. The lawsuit goes on to state that the producer Jones, Lil Rod, federal lawsuit filed in February by Tyrone Blackburn, the same attorney as Omar, as the same attorney. She's using the same attorney as Lil Rod, which is Tyrone Blackburn. The suit includes allegations that Sean Combs, Diddy, coerced him to solicit prostitutes and pressured him to have X with them, right? So, child, the article goes on to state that Dyer, Diddy's attorney, Dyer's statement said the newest lawsuit is filled with the same kind of manufactured lies and irrelevant facts we've come to expect from Tyrone Blackburn, right? So the article, which is kind of a legit statement, because this ain't looking good for Lil Rod or Blackburn. Because I mean, girl, child, let me go on and finish it, right? So the district judge, Denise Coates, criticized Tyrone Blackburn in a separate lawsuit on Wednesday and referred to him to a disciplinary committee for a quote unquote pattern of behavior where he improperly files cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure the defendants to settle quickly. So that's why I mentioned earlier T.I. and Tiny, how quickly the case went away. I'm wondering, did he do this to them so that they would settle quickly, right? Or was the case dismissed? We don't know. Says Blackburn responded in an email that quote, a referral is not a sanction, and the statement from Combs' lawyer was an attempt to deflect and distract. Christian Combs, which is Diddy's son, S.A. Miss Omar, and we have it on tape. So they're saying, Blackburn said. So I read somewhere that they actually have a taped recording of the incident since this allegedly happened in a studio and went on into some kind of movie theater or something where it continued until somebody came in and stopped it. That is what she's also alleging. So, but he went. It seems like Little Rod may have mentioned this to him, like maybe what he says happened on the yacht. They went and found this woman, and now he's representing not only Little Rod, but now he's representing a mark against Christian Combs. Like he's thrown in so many people. He's thrown in Christian Combs. He's thrown in Young Miami. Child, he done thrown in several people that we know of, right? That we have mentioned in the past. I mean, child, he even threw in a trap house. Okay, he even took a picture of the strip club where he says Diddy sent him right to go find ex workers to come to the parties, right? And so if you can read this on the Bible, said as a part of Mr. Jones' ex worker recruitment child tools, Mr. Combs provided Mr. Jones, it says, with some kind of hat that had exclusive bad boy. It was an exclusive bad boy cap, wrote on the top of it. And pretty much when he went inside the club, the S workers would know what he was coming for, and he would recruit the girls and take them back to Diddy's place, right? That is just one more thing that he threw in there. He has thrown in so much stuff, so many people. Cuba Gooding Jr., honey, the list goes on and on and on, right? So it's not a laughing matter. We know that Diddy is a monster via what Cassie. let the world know about the FOs and the horrible, horrific things he did to her as well as made her do. That is why Diddy settled the case in less than 24 hours, right? So he pretty much, in my opinion, admitted to these things, right? So Young Miami at one point in time, when this first came out, she stated that she was also a victim of Diddy's at one point in time, right? So we know that she, has been waffling back and forth, had been waffling back and forth for a while as to whether she wanted to, protect him or not. I don't know. Right. So but like I said, when it comes to Little Rod, honey, he done throw everything in child from the trap house to this new lady to share everything cute other entertainers, honey, other big corporations, child, just everything. He just thrown in everything. He is, and then to the point to where the lawsuit, because I believe he's overreaching, in my opinion, has a good chance. This one has a good chance of being dismissed. Now, I'm wondering why he didn't go to Cassie's lawyer, and if he went to Cassie's lawyer, did Cassie's lawyer, Wigdor, turn him down if he went to him first? Now, see, I don't know. Maybe he didn't go to Wigdor first. Maybe went on to Tyrone Blackburn first. He felt like Blackburn was more approachable. He knows that Blackburn has a history with suing these entertainers, and that's why I gave you guys the example of what happened with Blackburn and Ti and Tiny in that situation, right? So anyway, we're gonna have to see what happens with the lawsuit, but also when it comes to Diddy. It's being alleged that Diddy's mule, his his booger sugar mule, could be turning federal evidence against him. You know how they say turning state's evidence against him, and pretty much flipping on Diddy, and testifying, for the state, in federal court, because he doesn't want to go to jail because he was taken off of the tarmac in Miami with Diddy as they were about to aboard the plane and go God knows where, right? So it's alleged that he could be turning state's evidence, because federal evidence to Homeland Security, because he doesn't want to do severe jail time, and so we're going to have to see how that plays out. And also it's also being brought up. Jennifer Lopez has been brought back up and drugged through the mud, as well as Diddy, because in 1999, Natalia Rubin alleges that Diddy shot her in the face and not the former rapper by the name of Shine, right? And so she's been trying to get her story out since 1999, but we know that Diddy has managed to cover up all sorts of things. And when this story first came out, nobody gave it a lot of attention. She has been saying that Diddy is the one that shot her in the face. She says since she went to the hospital that night, she has been alleging that he shot her since 1999 and not the rapper Shine. And as far as the rapper Shine goes, he went back to his home country. He became a politician, but it is alleging that he is now willing to come forward because he wants to be exonerated. He wants to be exonerated because he allegedly didn't commit this crime, and and a lot of people were thinking that Diddy paid him to do the 10 years that he did for him, for the shooting of Miss Rubin right here. So he wants to be exonerated, and so we're gonna have to see how that what turns out with that. Chaps, just so much Diddy news, and also this guy right here by the name of Jonathan Oddie. He says that he was a paid escort for Diddy and Cassie. He called himself a S slave, to Diddy and Cassie. He sued Diddy for allegedly giving him a venereal disease, and Diddy quietly settled with Jonathan Oddie. But a couple of years after that, I think it was 2014. Forgive me if I'm wrong, or 2019. One, he actually shot up a Trump, a Trump resort in Miami. And this is after he received the lawsuit from Diddy. He made a tape. Some of you guys may have seen the tape that had been circulating around back, a while ago about what he said that was going on with Diddy and Rick Ross and a whole lot of people. Liquid booger sugar, how they were doping the drinks and everything. And it sounded like he was crazy at the time. But everything that he said in that video that Diddy was doing, he was actually doing, right? And so Diddy, like I think last month, Jonathan Odie was supposed to appear in court. He's been in jail since the him shooting up the Trump resort for years, right? And he's never been to court. So you got to think about, like, you got to ask yourself, what's really going on, right? And some people were speculating at one point in time that Jonathan Odie may not be of this world anymore. But now people are speculating that he could perhaps be in protective custody, right? And so anyway, the video is circulating around again. People are getting interested again because some of the things that we heard on the video sounded really outlandish, but now it's been verified, pretty much by Cassie and even by some of the things that Little Rod had alleged in his lawsuit. So y'all, we're gonna have to wait and see what comes about. But I have to say this, that the Christian and Diddy's attorney made a statement, and he said that, quote, this is just another lewd and meritless claim from Tyrone Blackburn, just like what he filed in the Rodney Jones Lil Rod lawsuit, which he still has not served, which he still has not served. I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking, pay attention to that, which he still has not served. This complaint is filled with the same kind of manufactured lines. So you have to ask yourself why he has not, which he still has not served. Like, why he has not served this lawsuit yet. I don't know what he means by that, right? So anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see how all of this turns out. Child, this is all I got. I realized it was a lot, but it was a lot to catch up on and talk about. Hope you guys like the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. If you decide to subscribe to the channel, please hit that notifications bell so that you will be notified when I upload another video with some more tea. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Peace.